Hey, this is Knife Standards. Today I'm going to be doing my full review of the Chaves Rendencion Street. And this is full titanium and in the drop point blade shape configuration. But before we get into all of that, please follow me at Knife Standards. You can follow me on Instagram. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for a lot more knife content and weekly knife reviews. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. And again, guys, if you hear the construction, it's like right outside my window. Super annoying, but hopefully you guys can't hear it as loudly as I can. Okay, so this is a knife that I have really enjoyed. The review for it is long overdue. I did my unboxing first impressions like, I don't even know, weeks and weeks ago. So definitely an overdue review. And the reason I haven't gotten to it is I keep getting more knives on the table. I'll do an unboxing, and I've talked about this a little bit before, but I'll do an unboxing. I'll get something in pocket, getting ready to review it, and then another knife gets on the table, and another one, and I get behind, and it gets bumped to the back of the line. So unfortunately, this got bumped and pushed back for a few weeks. I kept getting new things in, and was filming other videos. So finally getting to it. Finally getting to my full review of this guy. This is the Street Rendencion, not to be confused with the full-size version, which I think they just call it the 229, which is fairly large. I haven't handled one, but just judging off this is like a very solid EDC-friendly, EDC-sized knife. Definitely not small. The Street version is not small. It's just smaller than the full-size 229. So this is an interesting knife because I wanted one for a long time, and I was kind of weird about getting one on the secondary. There's some knives where I get weird about getting it on the secondary. I want to experience it brand new, straight from the dealer, or straight from the maker. And this was one of those knives. I wanted a brand new one, so I kind of avoided the secondary market for a while I waited for the drop of these. Then there was, I don't know, 10 different drops. All the dealers got them in. I got one. Of course, I went with the the plain titanium. They also had, I think they had a couple like special variations, but they had the two that I saw the most were the plain titanium and the G10. The G10 show side scale. Then, of course, the clip side was also titanium, but I went with full titanium. Now, I thought I was really going to just love this knife and freak out. And I was like, man, I can't wait to get it. I can't wait. I was really pumped up. You know, what's there not to love? You got the compound grind, this really epic hollow grind. It's made by Riot, full titanium construction, titanium frame lock. I thought I was just going to just love the knife, and I like the knife. It's good, it's solid, but I just don't like it as much as I thought I was going to. I kind of hyped it up for myself, and it didn't quite live up to my own my own hype. And now I have not handled the full size. Maybe the full size will blow my mind. I'm not sure. Who knows when they're gonna put those into production again, or when those are going to be dropping. I feels like now he does like maybe 2 drops a year. It's getting kind of scarce, or at least that's just what it seems to me. But maybe they're ramping it up. I know Riot is overbooked. So let's go ahead and talk about the knife. There's a lot of great things about this knife, and some things that just don't do it for me, and in my opinion should be changed. Will they ever be changed? No, I don't think so. But there's just some things on this knife where I think, well, why? It could be very easily improved. So we're gonna go ahead and go over all of that. Again, there are a lot of great things about this knife. I did enjoy carrying the knife. I had this in pocket for a few days after I unboxed it, and then a few days leading up to this review. It's just not the top of my list. I thought, compared to even compared to the Scapegoat, which I got, months before this guy. Oh, I guess he did. No, I said he only did 2 drops. No, he did more than 2 drops. What am I talking about? He did the Scapegoat, he did the Rendencion, and then he did the tack flipper, and then he also did the chub flipper. Okay, so I was wrong. He's done a few drops this year. Well, I guess that was last year. I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But let's go ahead and talk about some specs on this knife. Kind of go over the details, and then we'll get into a size comparison. We have M390 blade steel. You can see the Chaves logo. Thumb stud only deployment. I feel like I've been on a thumb stud run lately. For an EDC knife, thumb studs are the way to go. I mean, they're just super reliable, easy to deploy. You're not gonna fail the flipper. Nothing against flippers, but for like an EDC go-to knife, for me personally, I would rather have thumb studs. Again, titanium handles, very neutral handle shape. We got a stone wash on this guy. I prefer bead blast in most cases. Looks like T8. Let's double check. T8 on the body, T8 on the pivot. Okay. T8. Hey, wow, all right, T8 on the thumb studs too. That's pretty cool. I like it. Definitely a plus. Excuse me. Definitely a plus in my book. Now, let's go ahead and do a quick size comparison. Of course, on the back side, you guys know, we have on the clip side, we have the skull, the signature Chaves skull clip. And in the box, these new generation of Rendencions come with the plain clip also. I don't know why you would use the plain clip. Seems a little boring to me. Especially, you're buying a Chaves, you might as well, stick with the skull clip, but there is that option if anyone is not into it. Let's go ahead and do a size comparison. We have another Riot built knife with a similar grind. You got that, the compound grind, you got the nice hollow grind, both from Riot. And then what else do I have here? Let's go ahead and get the drift on the table, which is actually very similarly sized to the Rendencion. Finally, there's construction outside. Finally, the construction stopped. Whew. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get the drift measured. We got 3 inches on the blade, 7 overall, VBR 3.5 and 8. And then the Rendencion, about 3 1/4, 7.5. So again, very solid EDC friendly, very solid EDC sized knife. Not quite as big as the VBR, and just slightly larger. Excuse me. It's just slightly larger than the drift, which is the standard 3-inch blade. So, months and months and months ago, I thought this was it. I mean, 3 inches on the blade, whew, that is the way. But in the last few months, I've really come around to these larger knives, and even 3 1/4 on the blade, 3.5 is more my style now. If we take a look at both of these, both Riot made, titanium bolster, titanium frame lock. Take a look at the grinds. Whew. Pretty damn nice. Okay, so get the VBR out of the way, and let's talk a little bit more about the Rendencion. So, of course, centering is perfect. Action, really, really snappy. So I'll do the upsides of the action. You're not going to fail it. I mean, it's hard hitting. It really rockets out of there. And the reason it rockets out is the detent is really strong, almost a little bit rough. This detent it's not for the frame lock beginner, it's serious. This is a serious detent. And now I can only speak for my, my Rendencion, my street Rendencion, but for mine is, detent is tough. It is hard hitting, hard firing, works fine for me. But if you're flipping this guy all day, man, I mean, your thumb, you can even just see, like, your thumb is going to get chewed up. Now, as far as closing action goes, it's very smooth. It's a shaker. It's not drop shut. I've seen the full-size versions just guillotine closed. Obviously, it's a bigger blade, but the action is good on this guy. You can middle finger flick it, but it's just not a beginner detent. You're gonna have people who get this knife and go, I just can't deploy it. If you put any lock bar pressure, it's not happening. I mean, it is just not. Luckily, there's a good spot to kind of hang on to the clip and hang on to right next to the pivot where you can fire it out. But and not that someone who just got into the knife hobby would be buying a, what is this, $340 knife, but there goes the construction again. But definitely not a friendly detent. Action is good, but I would be totally okay with lightening the detent just a hair on this guy, making it a little bit easier to deploy, much like the Pena, what is it? The Moolah. Hopefully you guys can't hear the construction as loud as I can, because in my ear it's like so loud, so annoying. But the Moolah detent is just so nice and comfortable. You're not gonna fail it. It's not floppy like some thumb stud knives are. Like I've seen the SOCOM Bravo, that it's kind of a floppy, soft detent. It's not like that. The Pena, which is also Riot built, the Moolah, just really comfortable, easygoing, very reliable, snappy detent. And this is just a little bit harsh. It has gotten better, the more I've flipped it and the more I've used it, but detent is just a little bit stiff. And yeah, I could disassemble the knife and oil it and all that stuff. I did drop a couple drops of oil on the detent ball, but just a little bit harsh for me for a thumb stud knife, what I enjoy. And again, closing action, it's good. It's definitely good. The one thing about the close, which is one of my kind of main downsides, is it does get hung up on the detent ball. Now, I don't see a detent ball ramp, but I feel like that would really go a long way for this knife. I mean, it takes a lot to get past the detent ball. I mean, to kind of break that. And then, of course, it's going to fall shut. But the weight of the blade does it sometimes. But if I'm pushing this, it's almost like that slip joint pressure, like to get it past the detent ball. I mean, detent ball ramp, let's go, So it kind of has a head start and kind of just smoothly get into the close. Not a huge deal, but again, just a little detail that I feel like could be improved. Let's go ahead and get into some ergos. Ergos feel really good on this knife. Very neutral handle shape, very comfortable, no hot spots. The clip feels great in hand, very low profile clip, very comfortable, full 4-finger grip. Some people may not like the jimping. The jimping is aggressive, it's harsh, it's gonna grip your finger. But I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Feels okay on my thumb. Yes, it is aggressive. Yes, it is a little bit sharp. There are some sharp corners too. All 4 of these corners are, especially the lower ones, extremely sharp. Like, not even close to being finished. Really, really sharp on these 2. Pretty sharp on these 2. nothing else sharp other than the jimping. So to have that many sharp corners, on one end, it's like, yeah, that shouldn't happen on a knife. But on the other end, it's kind of a Chaves thing. Like his, these are two slabs of titanium. There's no internal milling. It's an overbuilt kind of bruiser of a knife. And it's like par for the course to have sharp corners. Even though I prefer it not have anything sharp, I kind of get it. The big chunky thumb studs, the hard detent, the sharp corners. It's kind of the Chaves brand in a way. I mean, for his production stuff, at least. I haven't handled his customs, but now, do I like the knife? Definitely. I think it's a great knife. Come on. The grind is beautiful. It came with a super sharp, sticky edge from Riot. M390 blade steel. This titanium frame lock. This is a solid knife. Action is good. Ergos are very good. But I think it needs a detent ball ramp because I cannot feel one. It gets hung up. And I also think these sharp corners need to go. I do want to disassemble this and see what's going on the inside. Of course, this is running on bearings. Detent is snappy. I like this knife. I just thought I would like it more, and maybe I need to get a full-size one and see if I like that more. The sizing of this knife is really nice. I'm not sure if I need the larger version, but I'm definitely open to trying it. Overall, solid knife. Not my favorite thumb stud knife. I enjoy the Moolah more. I might do a thumb stud showdown. But as far as how it carried in pocket, this is a chunk of a knife. You feel it in pocket. This is not you're not going to carry this with shorts. This is work pants or cargos or jeans, and it works great. If you're going to use this as your work knife, I think this is an awesome choice. If you're gonna, if you're wearing gloves with the big thumb studs, perfect. It's gonna deploy every time. But you can just see just from flipping this guy. I mean, my thumb is already a little bit, and I don't have weak thumbs. My thumbs are pretty serious, and I'm already getting chewed up from these studs. So again, there are some things that I feel like should change. Will they change? No, probably not. Great ergos, good action, fit and finish are on point except for those sharp corners, which I'm just not sure why that happens unless he he tells Riot, yeah, it's fine, just leave him rough around the edges, which is very possible. I don't know, but it just feels like they could knock these back just a touch. Yeah, that's a little sharp too, but again, that's part of the jimping, not a big deal. That just about wraps up my full review of the Chaves Rendencion Street. I'm definitely, if Chaves drops if he drops, I think he was going to do some Sangre, that's how you say it, flippers. The next night that he drops, listen, I'm going to buy it. I like Chaves stuff. I enjoy my Scapegoat a lot. I really loved the tack flipper. I'm going to keep getting his stuff on my table for you guys and for me to show you what's going on with it and see if I like it. But this one, just not quite doing it for me. I think the next step is to disassemble this, see what's going on the inside. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Knife Standards. I will catch you later.